There once was a fiercely loyal and extremely hot-tempered Doge named Blaze, whose fiery energy could be felt by everyone around him. He lived with his loving owner in a cozy house by the lake, and while Blaze loved his human more than anything in the world, he had a deep mistrust for everyone else, growling and barking at strangers, chasing away anyone who dared come near, whether it was delivery people, neighbors, or even playful children passing by. And his days were filled with a mix of adventurous escapades, from patrolling the yard with the precision of a guard to sprinting through the nearby woods at lightning speed, leaping over logs and sniffing every corner for signs of intruders. And at home, Blaze would guard the house tirelessly, circling the living room, standing sentinel by the door, and only calming down when his owner gently patted his head or offered him his favorite treats, while at night he would curl up in a ball beside his human, dreaming of heroic chases and daring rescues. Yet his fiery spirit never dulled, and any new noise, any unfamiliar shadow outside the window, or the faintest smell of someone approaching would immediately awaken his fierce protective instincts, making him a living storm of loyalty and courage. And though he was undeniably difficult to handle for anyone but his owner, his boundless love, unwavering devotion, and fierce protection made him not just a pet but a guardian, a friend, and a hero in his own right. And through every bark, every growl, and every wild sprint, Blaze showed that true bravery and love often come wrapped in a fur coat and a very stubborn attitude. Blaze was a dog unlike any other, a bundle of fur and fire whose temper was as legendary as his loyalty, and from the moment he woke up each morning, his world was filled with purpose and vigilance, beginning with a thunderous bark that could shake the windows, a warning to anyone foolish enough to cross the threshold of his domain, and as his owner quietly made breakfast, Blaze prowled the house with the intensity of a general inspecting his troops, sniffing every corner, circling the rooms, and occasionally letting out low growls at the slightest unfamiliar sound. And if a stranger dared approach the yard, he erupted like a storm, racing at them with such speed and ferocity that even the bravest of delivery men would hesitate, while his eyes, bright and sharp, never left the intruder for a second. And yet, despite his explosive anger toward anyone but his owner, Blaze's heart was tender and warm for his human companion, wagging his tail furiously when greeted, nudging for pets, and curling up at their feet during quiet evenings, though even then, his ears twitched at every creak, every rustle of leaves outside, as if the entire world was a potential threat to protect against. And his days were filled with wild adventures that seemed to never end, from chasing squirrels through the yard and over fences, leaping through mud puddles with gleeful abandon, to exploring the nearby woods where he would sniff out hidden trails, track birds, and bark at the wind as if warning the world of his presence. And when walks turned into errands with his owner, Blaze's fierce pride came alive, pulling, tugging, and growling at any dog, cat, or person who dared come close, earning frustrated laughs from passersby while reinforcing his own sense of duty. And yet his mischievous side emerged in small, hilarious ways, stealing socks, hiding shoes, or dashing off with a newspaper, always returning it moments later with a smug look that seemed to say, "I am in charge, but I care." And as night fell, Blaze's heroism didn't rest. He patrolled the yard under the moonlight, ears perked, tail stiff, muscles ready for any intruder, and though he occasionally jumped at owls, shadows, or the neighbor's cat, these moments of comic vigilance only added to the legend of Blaze, the dog whose temper was matched only by his love, whose courage was as constant as the sunrise, and who, through every bark, sprint, growl, leap, and cuddle, proved that loyalty, bravery, and a fiery spirit could coexist in a single coat of fur, making him not just a pet, but a guardian, a companion, and an unforgettable force of nature whose stories would be told for years, long after the echo of his barks faded into the peaceful nights of his beloved home. Blaze was no ordinary dog. He was a whirlwind of fur, fire, and fury, a creature whose loyalty to his owner knew no limits and whose temper could shake the earth itself. And from the moment the sun peeked over the horizon, Blaze was already on patrol, racing through the yard with his paws thundering against the ground, ears perked, nose twitching, scanning for the slightest hint of a stranger, a delivery person, or even a shadow that dared cross his kingdom. And whenever a squirrel, cat, or even a falling leaf dared approach,